too much formal education don't seem to be helping, especially the young people. But it is what it is in Nigeria. A lot of young people spend a lot of time in the formal setting. Like you see a guy or a little child of like a year, and this guy spends like 18 hours, almost all his time in school. When he comes back from school in the evening, there's a teacher at home doing extension class. No, after he has done extension class in school, he comes back and he has this one that comes around for classes at home. They're doing holiday. Well, we don't have summer. Somebody is doing summer holiday here. We have only Harmattan, rainy season and dry season in Nigeria. Which one is summer holiday? And then you are in the school system, and I think you have a lot to say about this. Now, for me, I believe that they push a lot of these responsibilities are supposed to be at home. You understand? To the school. And these things are not, I'm not seeing any usefulness of this, but most of the mothers will argue that it's not the case. They are learning a lot, and younger people are smarter now.
Chuk, sorry. Which secondary school did you attend?
Shalom Academy.
Were you a boarder?
Yep.
That's a wrong question.
I was
okay. Which primary school were you still a boarder?
No. I was at home. But it was also a Catholic primary school, and they also, you have this lesson on Monday, on Wednesday and Friday. So it's not every day we lesson.
Okay.
And on our lesson day, we'll close by something around 5 or 4:30.
Now, okay, sorry. Don't worry. Okay. While growing up, I went to university primary school here in Enugu.
Okay.
And I equally ended up attending university secondary school. Now,
You already say border?
No. Just day students. In primary school, we dismissed around 1:30 something. 1:30, 1:35. We are done. And everyone goes home.
No extra classes, no extra time.
No extra classes. Now, even in secondary school, we would dismiss 2:05. 2:05 on the dot. The next thing you would hear, Gerim. That's school dismissal. Everyone leaves. Now, the only people that had extension classes or were allowed to stay for extension classes were people in JS3 and people in SS3.
Because of the examination.
And then people in SS2 taught them. Because they were preparing for a mock exam.
For work, mock.
And then for you to enter, enter SS3, that's the promotional exam. So they were trying to prepare them in certain subjects. Do you get? Now, but looking at the society we have now, we see children, they will be sent to school as early as 6 o'clock. Some do leave their homes 5:30. The school bus comes to pick them at 5:30. The school bus will take them round the
whole of the city,
picking other students. At the end of the day, Chuks, let me shock you. Some of them get to school after the first classes. Some of them get to school after 8 to 9 and after 9. You'll be hearing stories like, we encountered hold up and the rest. Now, when it comes to dismissal time, they will dismiss 2:30. Now, we have a system whereby students will go to school 5 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning.
And come back around.
And return 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night. Now, Chuks, look at the society. These students, they are going to school, but they are underperforming. It's quite unfortunate. Unlike what we had back then, we had a system where you would go to school and come back on time. And then you have enough time to do house chores, enough time to interact with your parents and do other things. Now, Chuks, imagine the JAMB scores. A total of 1.9 million students registered for JAMB. Now, out of 1.9 million, 1.8 something students were cleared. Their results came out. Now, out of that 1.8, Chuks, only 400 and something students were able to score above 200. The rest, 1.4 million something students, scored below 200.
Only 400,000.
The same people that spend the entire day in schools, learning, reading, doing extension, and the rest. Chuks, what happened?
I think especially for small children, because I weep for especially small children. I've seen like the Western world now, even people are homeschooled and they are doing better than all these conventional schools. If you had family value yourself, how will you pass this on to your children if you hardly stay? So your children are now like strangers at home. If you spend all the time, the man, if you come back, you're waiting for your children, they will come back and they are very weak. One of guy one day was telling me that one day he looked at the son. He came back from work and he was off and he looked at the guy. He said, no, this guy will not be doing this. He said this guy came back and normally when he comes back and he's around, the guy like playing game with his tablet. And then he saw his son like looking at him like he's sleeping. And he said, Daddy, and the guy slept off. As in the guy, just to eat food and sleep like this, the guy was very weak. And he became very angry with the school. He said, what is going on like this? And how can this guy just...
Chooks, this is not far from what I witnessed one of the days I was coming back. A very popular school, I wouldn't mention their name. Their school bus passed me. I was with a neighbor. And then, this was around to 8. The moment I saw the school bus, to 8, night, not evening. The moment I saw the school bus, I looked at my wristwatch. I was like, what time is this? This is to 8. I touched the guy. I said, Junior, this is a school bus. And we looked into the school bus. We saw one student, a girl in the school bus. Now, I stood with the guy. We were trying to understand.
Where are they going to with this?
Now, we were still there. The school bus came back empty. So we were talking. I was discussing with the guy. I was like, imagine my daughter would leave my house at 6 a.m. to return 8 p.m. Now, how can I teach my daughter? How can I inculcate family values into my daughter? Now, tomorrow, my daughter will get married to a man, and she can't even cook. She won't even know how to manage her home. She won't even know how to pet her husband.
Because
she won't even understand the role of a wife in her husband's house.
During holiday, they are on to another one called summer.
That's the thing.
Summer
Now, Chooks, let me shock you. Now, when we had, because there was a time I met some proprietresses, I tried to find out what exactly is the problem. How come these children can't have break? Why can't they be allowed to grow up like children? These are children. They need to enjoy as children. They need to play.
Play football.
That's the thing. That's why we have people children that are acting like robots. Children that are becoming more violent. Now, when I was trying to discuss some of these things with these proprietresses and some proprietors I met, now they told me that if you don't do it, parents will put them out and take them to schools that are doing it. One told me that initially when she started her school, she said she will never do these things. She ran her school for years ignoring these things. But pressure came from parents and teachers. They were telling her, big auntie, if you don't do this thing, parents will pull their children out. And parents were coming and telling her, please, start up extension classes for these children. We are willing to pay. Now, some of these parents, why some of these parents are supporting these things is this. They want to go out and work. They want to have that freedom to run their businesses. Maybe you are running your business from morning till around 5. You now go home and wait for your children. Now, they are not doing these things for the benefits of these children. I don't know how many of them look at their children and then they are asking themselves, what have you learned today? No, there is no time. Your children will come back. By the time they are back home, they're already tired. They just want to sleep. Even if you are trying to, Junior, what did you people learn today? Junior is already far gone. When some of these parents return from work, their children are already sleeping.
Yeah.
Some of these children, they don't even know their parents.
Very well.
They don't even know their parents. Now, how can you tell a proprietress, stop extension classes, when she knows that if she stops it, another school will continue? And parents will end up pulling out their children from that school. But then again, parents need to understand that these children, the way they have been built, the way they have been wired by God, they have a certain level of hours that they can absorb information.
Then the rest they need to play.
That's the thing. And once it's past that number of hours, you end up seeing diminishing return takes place. Shooks, ask yourself why we have more violent youth in the society than before. Now, the more they are forcing extension classes, the more children are getting tired of education.
Yes, and then because this guy ends up being like a product of the school, not actually a product of society and the family. Because if you had a child and you believed in some certain values, you can sit down and say, hey, bro, stealing is evil. Like when I was young, your father would say, don't do this. You came back with somebody's big, who owns this big? Like for me, even today, I write with black biros and pencils because of my dad. My dad always give me.
You can imagine.
My dad always give me black biro, and I didn't know the man was setting me up. When I come back with blue biro, he said no. You know now, he gave you black biro, and then tomorrow maybe at night you say bring your bag, and he's trying to arrange your bag, and he sees a blue biro inside. Okay, you've taken somebody's biro.
Parents of this generation, they don't care.
They don't even know
what they care about is their businesses. So, Junior, you can stay in school from 6 o'clock to 8 p.m. I'll come and pick you. Do you know that if you were to give parents options, please, do you people want us to hold your children from now till 10 p.m.? They will tell you, yes, tell us the amount, we will pay.
Yes, or hold the children till weekend.
So they will tell you, hold them, we will pay.
So they come and pick them up on Monday, and then, but that's why we have this. You can see what is going on now. You see somebody, even who is doing Yahoo, who doesn't know that it's wrong. The moral value, those things are gone. You look at the person, the only person knows is just what the teacher says. The rest, talking about societal values.
Who is talking about moral values? Where will you get moral values from? Now, how many teachers teaching those students know what morals are? How many teachers teaching those students were brought up in functional families? These are the questions parents need to be asking themselves before they try to push their children into the hands of some of these teachers. Now, I feel that this thing should be 2080.
But like you said, it takes somebody who has money to be able to run those kind of schools for a long time. Because my pastor just...
It takes someone that has...
You have money, you understand, so you can run the school without the students coming, or the pupils coming to your school a lot. If you're not thinking about the number. Because just reminding what my pastor said recently, like last month. He said there's this, I think I've spoken to you about accelerated Christian education. The wife went for somewhere in Jos and came back and then discussed with him. And he saw that this was all about morals, ethics, trying to bring up children for the future. And he came back, and after praying, he told God that I'm converting my school to a full missionary school so they can run those syllables in the school. He lost 60% of the students. He told us that one met him and says, I would love what you're doing, but you're turning the children to pastors. You're turning this into... He said, no. Is it because you are teaching this guy? He said, this thing is too much. You are turning the children to pastors. They do all them to become pastors. He said, no, you must not become pastors because the morals are so much. They feel like you are preparing them to become pastors.
There we go. We are looking at extension classes. We are looking at how parents are the arrowheads of these extension classes.
Yes.
This thing was not initiated by proprietaresses or proprietors, not school owners. No. And then we only need to look at the curriculum that these students are being exposed to. Rubbish. The Nigerian curriculum, educational curriculum, is outdated. It's obsolete.
And that's why the parents must spend a lot of time with them to actually try to teach the children. Do you know, a lot of people think that once you are very brilliant, even if you don't have character, you can succeed. It's a lie. I listened to Elon Musk one day and he said when he was much younger in the business and he felt like when you are very brilliant, he said now he has come to realize that it's not all about your brain alone.
There is a certain level of brilliance will get you.
Yes.
But you need character to sustain that altitude.
There's something that's very profound. He said that when somebody doesn't have character and has a brain, the guy is very dangerous. He said when you have somebody with character, even without the skill, you can pick up the skill very faster. So that's why you come to realize that when you have somebody who has the character and the skill is not there. He said training the person is very easy. He said, but when somebody who has the skill without the character, the person is very dangerous. The person can do anything to the workplace. The person can destroy the workplace. The person comes in with the brilliance and every other thing, but the character is lacking there. This guy will be very corrupt. He will destroy the system.
It's the normal thing we have in Nigeria.
Yes.
Look at our politicians. Some of them, they are smart, brilliant, but they lack integrity.
The simple
Now,
things.
now when they enter government, they end up messing it
And that's
up.
the same thing our parents are bringing up these children for. Because when you show them that, okay, well, let's teach the children, they say no. Let the guy become a doctor, even if he does not know anything, even if the character is bad, let him become this thing first. That's what they are pushing.
It's all about education.
Yes.
What they don't even understand is this. Education without character, just like you said, it will not get these children far.
Anywhere. You
That's the
have a guy who is confused.
That's the thing. I feel that parents, they need to allow these children to grow up.